Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you what you can sow and grow in January. If you've not already subscribed to my channel, if you could please do so, because I'll give you lots of helpful hints and tips all throughout the year from my home garden, my allotment and also my home kitchen. Now as you can see, I've got a really big selection of seeds here, which I'm gradually putting into piles and working out when I'm going to be planting them. And what I'm looking for is the things I'm going to be growing in January, because they're the things that I need to be thinking about sowing now. But I roughly get everything in order, so I have some kind of idea of when it's going to be planted. Something I do is I have a tin that I keep all my seeds in, so I'd really recommend that because it helps you keep everything together. Something else that I've done for years is something called an allotment journal. So I make a note of when I sow seeds and how well they do and when I'm harvesting them and any problems I occur along the way or any successes. So each year I can gradually change everything I do, because what you'll find on the backs of the packets, there's a really wide date of when you can, when you can sow something, when you can't sow something, when you harvest it. And the reality is it all depends where you live, will all depend where it is ultimately better for you to sow it. And also just logistically, you've got to do things in a gradual way, otherwise you'll become overwhelmed and you won't manage to look after anything, and then you'll have nothing, because you'll get some seeds, like I've got a great big massive pile here which say they all need to be sown in the same month. Well, that's not necessarily the case, so you can kind of sow them either sides of the months to get them in the right place for you, so you can find it easily manageable. Because when you're a home gardener, it's all about fitting this in and around everything else that you have to do. But there's no reason why you shouldn't do really well just because you're really busy, because I live a busy life and I still get loads and loads of lovely things from my allotment. So first of all, we're looking at what you can be sowing and sourcing in January. If you've not already got your seeds, well obviously you can start purchasing those. So these videos are a really helpful guide to let you know what you should be getting it and when you should be getting it. So something I will be sourcing very soon are my first early potatoes. So I will be sourcing those soon so that I can start to chit them. So obviously they don't go out yet. I'm just going to be sourcing them and then I'm going to be chitting them, ready to put them out in March. I'll also be sourcing my onion sets ready to go out in March. So again, I shan't be planting them, but I will be sourcing them ready for when I need to do that, because I want to get them in at the earliest opportunity to get an early crop. Things I could be sowing under cover, so not outdoors but under cover, are aubergine seeds. I could be sowing those in a heated propagator and then keeping them in a warm environment once they've germinated. Chilies I could be sowing again in a propagator, and also rocket, that can be sown under cover, as can some varieties of tomato and also peppers, sweet peppers and chili peppers. You could also be starting off some cauliflowers if you wanted to. Now I won't be starting all these things off in January, I'll just pick a couple because I've got lots and lots of months to sow a few things gradually. And I'd recommend you do the same, otherwise you'll become overwhelmed. Now something else you could be sowing, and this is just something that's really fast growing, are mustard seeds. So you could just be growing some mustard seeds on your windowsill. They'll go really, really quickly and add a quick flourish to your salads. Also you could be doing some sprouting beans, which is something I often have on the windowsill, which again adds to your dishes, and they're really quick harvesting. Obviously they never go out, you just sprout them in your house and you eat them within days. That's a really good fix. Something you could be doing that you would be planting outdoors is you could be sowing some strawberry runners. Now you would sow those under clotches to protect them and to give them a really good start to the year. I mean, the reality is if you didn't put a clotch over them, they probably would still survive. They just wouldn't come on very quickly. But if you put a clotch over them, then it will mean it will bring them on a little bit quicker and you will get a much earlier harvest. Something else you could be doing if you wanted to is you could be starting off some broad beans in a greenhouse or under a cold frame. Again, it doesn't need to be heated. You just need it under a cold frame or in a greenhouse. So like I said, you don't need to be doing all those things this month. That's just some ideas. Because once you get to February, you can start planting a few more things, and we'll start planting a few more things in March, and you gradually build up to it, and then you'll have a really awesome harvest in the summer. Now I hope this has helped you, and if you've got any questions or queries, as usual, please don't hesitate to ask, and I look forward to hearing your comments as the year progresses.